You know, there's something we use every single moment of our lives, but we hardly ever stop to really think about it. And that's our memory. But as we're about to see, its origins are so much more crucial to our existence than you could ever imagine.
Now, when you hear the word technology, what pops into your head? Probably a smartphone, right? Or maybe a computer. But what if our very first, our most important technology wasn't something we held in our hands, but something we held in our minds? That's the core idea we're digging into today. That the ability to remember and to share those memories was our most fundamental innovation ever.
So let's get this straight. For pretty much all of human history, memory wasn't about trying to remember names at a party or, where you put your keys. No, it was a high-stakes survival tool. It was all about recognizing patterns that literally meant the difference between life and death.
Think about it like this. Picture a young kid, one of our early ancestors, sitting by the fire, listening to an elder tell a story about a massive flood. That kid wasn't just being entertained. They were, in effect, downloading critical survival data, a software update for how to navigate a seriously dangerous world. And the kind of data they were downloading wasn't just abstract trivia. This was a practical, life-or-death blueprint. Knowing which berries were poisonous or where the herds would be in the spring, that wasn't a fun fact. That was everything you needed to know to stay alive in a world that did not give second chances.
So, to put it all together, before anyone could write a single word down, our collective memory was the whole shebang. It was our map to find food, it was our pharmacy to heal the sick, and it was our moral compass. You could honestly call it the original operating system for humanity. But then, something shifted. Something absolutely remarkable happened. Memory started to evolve. It went from being just a tool to stay alive, to becoming the force that created something brand new, meaning, and with it, a true sense of self. Suddenly, we were remembering more than just where the good hunting grounds were. We started holding on to these abstract concepts. The memory of those we lost, the feeling of kindness from another person that builds trust, the sharp sting of betrayal that teaches you to be cautious. This was a total game changer for what it means to be human.
And, there's actually a name for this incredible leap forward. Anthropologists call it autobiographical memory. And it's exactly what it sounds like, the ability to see your own life as a continuous story, connecting who you were yesterday with who you are today, and even who you might be tomorrow.
And you can just see the profound difference here. Before this, we were pretty much trapped by the instincts of the present moment. But with this new ability, boom, we basically invented a kind of mental time travel. We got the power to learn from our past and actually actively plan for our future.
So what's the ultimate result of this huge cognitive leap? Well, for the first time, we could make choices based on our identity. Our decisions weren't just about survival anymore. They were about who we wanted to be, based on the personal story of our life that we carried around inside us.
Okay, so this ability didn't just transform individuals, not by a long shot. It scaled up. The very same mechanism that built a personal identity started to build collective ones, which fueled cooperation on a massive scale and created what we now call culture. And the process was kind of brilliant in its simplicity. First, you figure out how to preserve knowledge and pass it down. That allows for massive cooperation. And that cooperation, built on a foundation of shared stories and lessons, well, that's what builds a culture.
So you might be wondering, how in the world did they pull this off without any books or computers? Well, they built what we can call memory machines. And these weren't just frivolous little pastimes. They were sophisticated technologies designed to encode and transmit vital information.
Just think about it for a second. A ritual? That's not just some random ceremony. It encodes social rules. A really catchy song can carry the entire history of a people's migration. A myth isn't just a fairy tale. It's a vehicle for a complex moral lesson. These were all designed to be sticky, so memorable that even a child could carry that crucial data for their entire life.
But we all know memory isn't perfect, right? It gets things wrong, it fades. So, for our last section, let's dive into a really fascinating, kind of counterintuitive idea. What if memory's imperfection is actually one of its greatest strengths? Really think about that for a second. We spend so much time wishing our memories were as accurate as a computer's hard drive, but what if we're completely missing the point of what memory is even for?
Yeah, we all know the drill. Memory distorts things, it exaggerates details, sometimes it just plain gets stuff wrong. But maybe its most important flaw is that it always blends the truth with emotion.
And this right here, this is the secret sauce. A memory that's just pure facts is useful, sure.
It tells you what happened. But an emotion-based memory, oh, that is powerful. It teaches you how it felt, and maybe most importantly, why it mattered.
At the end of the day, the feeling that's attached to a memory provides a way stronger lesson than just reciting the facts. That sting of embarrassment, the warmth of a kind word, those feelings are what truly guide our future choices, helping us steer clear of old mistakes and seek out new joy.
And this really brings us to the heart of it all. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Memory isn't some dusty filing cabinet in our heads. It has been the silent, guiding architect that has designed everything from our personal identities to our vast, complex societies. So every family story you tell, every lesson you've learned the hard way, every little tradition you keep up, these aren't just random things. They are living echoes of that fundamental moment when our ancestors first figured out that remembering could change everything.
So the next time you recall a memory from your childhood, from yesterday, whenever, just for a second, think about this. You are actively participating in the single oldest, most powerful human ability there is, the one that allowed us to move beyond just surviving and become who we are.